Hi everyone, welcome back to ECSD Teaching Mama's YouTube channel. Many of you and your admin teams have been asking me, how can I change my gradebook to better reflect the evidence of learning that's happening during remote learning? The bulk of the questions we've been receiving are about how grading rules might change now that giving final assessments is optional. The first option would be to eliminate the final assessment altogether. So open your traditional grade calculations and simply delete the row with final assessment or final exam category. Notice how the percentage weight of that final assessment has been equally distributed to the other categories. Option two is for those of you who choose to retain the final assessment. Again, not a traditional final exam. What it means is we need to adjust the weight of that final assessment so that it comprises no more than 10% of a student's overall grade. To do this, again, open your traditional grade calculations and change the number in the weight column until the value in the percent column is 10% or less. This is going to be a little bit of trial and error, so just be patient with yourself as you fiddle with those numbers until you get to 10%. If your course has a final exam or assessment, we recommend that you indicate that this final assessment is not a traditional exam, but based on a performance task or a portfolio assessment, meaning basically an assessment of collection of evidence of learning. It's very important for us to remember that whatever you decide, it is imperative that every teacher who changes their grading rules or their traditional grade calculations communicates that with their students and includes a note at the top of their class description that should begin something like this. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic and subsequent significant changes to the teaching and learning environment, changes to grading calculations have been made as follows. And then you can explain that as I've shown you here. In the end, as we all work together in this very new and interesting environment, we need to remember that assessments will need to become more of a qualitative task and not quantitative, meaning we're not going to be looking so much for calculating the right answers and counting up all the right answers and finding out how many you got right versus how many you got wrong. We're looking at quality of responses. And before I sign off, everyone, you can find all this information and more on our ECSD remote learning website. Any kind of documents that you would like to see about what our guidelines and procedures are from the division, please come right here to this button. If you want to look at subject specific resources, just keep scrolling down. All right, that's it for today, folks. Again, thank you so much for all the hard work you do, and do give us a call at LSI if you have any questions. Take care.